listening to Rated R Rex. Your dose for the day.
You take your medications every day, trusting to keep you healthy. But the way you're storing it silently making it less effective or more dangerous. Common household items from cleaning supplies to receipts can interfere with your prescriptions. Today, we're revealing the top 5 spots you should never store your pills. So you go to the doctor, fill your prescriptions, you take your pills as directed. We as pharmacists spend so much time thinking about what we're taking. Often we forget about where. We figure as long as the pills go from the bottle to our mouth, we're good, right? We're good. It's there. But where the pill lives before you take it matters as well. So Xavier, I got a question for you. Back when we were pharmacy school students, what did they drill us to tell patients when it came to medication storage? What did they train us to always say?
So I still use this every day when I'm counseling my patients. I always say, please store your medications in a cool, dry location away from sunlight, pets, and children.
Boom. Exactly. It's a tale of those times. So easy. And Sam, let me ask you a question. Do you ever educate on any household chemicals or things that can contaminate medicines when people take it home with them?
Not that I can recall. A couple specific things of, what it's to keep it in that bottle, certain storage on what it's in. Same thing with the kids, or, keep it away from something, keep it in there, and worrying about temperatures and stuff like that, humidity. But chemicals themselves, I don't know if I've ever said keep it away from your hand sanitizer to any med.
Yeah. Well, that's why today, because we don't really do that, we're pinpointing 5 specific danger zones that should never share a space with medication. What you learn might not just change a bad habit, but could protect you and your family. So that takes us to spot number 1. Sam, come back to you. Terrible spot to put your medications, but where's the one dedicated spot to put your medicine? Where can you find a medicine cabinet in home?
It's always in the bathroom.
It's always in the bathroom.
Always the medicine cabinet.
What do you think about your medicine going in a bathroom?
Well, that's where I put all mine, even though I know I'm not supposed to. So there you go. Well, no, that's not true. Not all of them, but usually there are a few different spots, but it usually ends up like it gets easier and easier, and like one bottle moves to like the counter, and then it's like Advil. Advil is always now like by the sink.
Okay.
It slowly starts migrating into the bathroom.
Wow. Well, let me tell you that that name itself created a bad habits that other pharmacists have been fighting for years. Maybe not Sam, but something like me and Xavier don't put in the medicine cabinet. We know the main reasons, right? Heat and humidity from your daily showers, not an ideal place to store your medicines. Heat speeds up the chemical breakdown of drugs, while moisture can make tablets clump or dissolve. Many meds, from aspirin to certain antibiotics, could actually lose potency faster in warmth in a steamy room. But the danger isn't just the steam. The overlooked threat is the chemical clutter sitting right next to the pill bottle, such as hairspray, perfume, nail polish remover, acne creams. You wouldn't put these products on your pills on purpose, but storing them side by side increases the chance that something ends up where it shouldn't. When you spray hairspray or perfume, I don't know if you guys use hairspray or perfume. Maybe Xavier in his free time. I don't know what you do on the weekends, Xavier, but that fine mist can end up on surfaces, including outside of pill bottles. And eventually that residue can make the bottle sticky, collect grime, and end up on your hands right before you handle a tablet. Nail polish remover is another problem. Some claim it can seep into your medicine in some dramatic way, but doesn't really happen. But really it's because it's messy and volatile. If it spills, it can ruin labels, damage caps, and leave a strong chemical residue on anything it touches. And acne products, again, all stuff you can find in the bathroom. Acne products matter for kind of a simpler reason. They're reactive and easy to smear, If you got product on your fingers or dabbing on the bottle, then you open your meds, you just turn taking your medications basically into a chemical experiment. You guys ever seen that movie Living Better Through Chemistry with the pharmacist?
No,
No?
I've seen
Okay.
it.
If you haven't seen it, highly recommend it. Guy's a compounding pharmacist. That's all. I'll leave it at that.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, check it out, Sam. But bottom line, any strong chemical any strong chemical gets on your pills or inside your bottle. If they do, don't wipe it off and hope for the best. Throw it out, put it aside. Ask your pharmacist what to do next, especially for emergency meds like nitroglycerin, where potency really matters. Now, guys, this is a really, really easy fix. Despite it being called the medicine cabinet, do not put it in the medicine cabinet in the bathroom. Period. Okay, Sam. This is to you, bro. This is to you. It needs to be in its own clean, as Xavier said, cool, dry place and spot. A drawer in your bedroom, a high cabinet in a hallway closet are far better options away from heat, steam, and a chemical mess of your personal care routine. All right. Number 2. This one actually surprised me when I was looking into this of places that people put their medicine. So maybe it'll come a shock to you too, but it's actually under the kitchen or bathroom sink, which is a terrible spot.
Oh, no.
Xavier, what kind of stuff do you put under your sink?
Oh man, cleaning products, soap refills, trash bags, a lot of random stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It tends to be a place where we keep a lot of aggressive household chemicals like bleach, ammonia, oven cleaners, drain cleaners. Storing your medication in this chemical soup is like literally one of the riskiest mistakes you can make when it comes to your medicines. The biggest danger is really simple. Any spills and leaks from these chemicals. Under the sink is also where bottles tend to tip over, caps loosen up, cleaners drip. If medication ends up in in the same cabinet, it can get splashed, soaked, or knocked around until the cap isn't sealed well anymore. Even if the pills themselves aren't soaked, you will end up with chemical residue on the outside of the bottle, exactly where your hands end up every time when you open it and then take your medicine. And here's the other thing. Under the sink cabinet is often damp as well. Pipes sweat, small leaks go unnoticed, humidity hangs around. That's the kind of environment that pushes medicine in the wrong direction, especially tablets and capsules that are supposed to stay dry and stable. So yes, it's a bad storage spot for the medicine itself, but it's also bad because it's a high mess area where accidents happen. If you wouldn't store food there, don't store your medication there. But the most tragic danger of storing the medications there, and this is the other reason Xavier said when it came to storing the medications, but it's a risky spot for children. Poison centers know this storage habit contributes to household poisoning. Kids are curious, right? To them, a colorful laundry pod looks like candy, and so does that colorful red pill that's your iron tablet, right? Storing them in the same easy to reach place drastically increases the risk of a horrible accident where a child could ingest both toxic chemicals and powerful medication at the same time. The consequences, difficult one to say, can be catastrophic. So the solution, also a hard rule I would say, is medication and cleaning chemicals should never be in the same spot. Store them high, away from children's reach, in a completely separate area from any and all cleaning supplies. Under the sink is for pipes, not for pills. Which brings me to a third spot where your medicine should never go. Sam, question for you.
Okay.
If you're like me, you probably end up with a lot of unnecessary junk. Is there a particular spot in your house where you tend to store your extra stuff?
My junk is always necessary, sir.
Where do you store your necessary junk?
Store, closets, garage, hard to reach cabinets.
Yeah. So I'm gonna stop you at one of the things you said, which brings me to this point where you never store your medications. It's the garage or shed. For most people, that tends to be a storage place for your overflow stuff. And sometimes overflow means excess medication, and that ends up inside your garage or storage area too. But the garage is also where you keep the most toxic stuff in your house. Think pesticides, weed killers, rat poison. Storing anything we plan to put near these items is literally asking for trouble. And let's be clear, these products are designed to kill things. The biggest risk is how easy it is for mistakes to happen when everything is stored together, especially when you're tired, rush, grabbing something with low light in the dark, reach into your garage. When poison products and medications share shelves, the chances of grabbing the wrong container or shutting something down in the wrong place goes way up. Even without a dramatic mix-up, garages and sheds are dirty environments. Dust, dirt, residue from yard and pest products can settle on the outside of containers. When you pick up your bottle and whatever it is on the outside ends up on your hands right before you handle something and swallow it. In this situation, it's your medicine. And it's not a matter of maybe, it's a matter of when, because that's just how your hands and you take things that work, right? And then there's the environment itself of the garage. Garages get hot. The heat can speed up medication breakdown. This brings up a perfect real world example. Real world. Whew, that one's a hard one to say. Real world example. And I'm sure you guys remember this one. It was a big deal. It was the recall of Zantac, right? So regulators found out when this drug was exposed to heat, it became a probable human carcinogen. And this process accelerated at higher storage temperatures. So a hot garage is exactly the kind of environment that can stress a medication stability. The solution? Zero overlap. Medication belongs inside your house in a stable environment. Pesticides and other poisons belong in a securely locked cabinet in a garage or shed, far away from anything that will ever be brought inside, let alone be put in your mouth. Fourth place. The next place is somewhere I am especially guilty of leaving my medicine, the kitchen counter, the command center of the home. It's where I drop my mail, my keys. Often I'll leave my pill bottles just sort of spread out right in the kitchen table. It's harmless, but the convenience also has a hidden price. The kitchen counter is a transfer station for invisible chemicals, and your hands are basically the shuttle. Xavier, I know I'm not the only one here. What kind of stuff do you leave or do on your kitchen counter that could contaminate your meds and cause harm if left there?
We're not going to talk about the things I do on the kitchen counter, but sometimes
I got a lot to say about that, but keep going.
Don't do anything on the kitchen
That's
counter.
for the Patreon.
Nah, I mean, I'll put my switch there, just place it there and I'm done with it. Receipts or something from the grocery store.
Do you cook food, chicken on the kitchen counter?
Dirty coins. I mean, I'll clean it up at the end of the week, but usually you just throw it all in there throughout the week and then reset it on the weekends.
So there's 6 days worth of stuff that accumulate. That is what you're telling me.
Sometimes.
Okay. Well, you actually mentioned one of the things that can be potential culprits for things that end up on the kitchen counter. One of them is actually receipt thermal paper. And then other one can actually be plastic pill organizers. First, the receipt paper from the grocery store is sometimes made with thermal coatings that can contain chemicals like BPA or BPS, which are linked to hormone-related concerns. And studies show they can transfer to your skin when you handle receipts. Now, connect the dots. You get home, you touch the mail, you touch your receipts, and without thinking, you open your pill bottle. Whenever it is on your fingers, whatever is on your fingers could end up on the bottle and potentially on the pill. A one-time exposure probably isn't a big deal or a headline breaking news here. The issue is the habit, a small, repeated, totally avoidable contact day after day. Now, let's talk about plastic pill organizers. They are incredibly convenient. I use one myself. But the thing is, you're taking your pills out of the amber colored bottle, and that is designed to protect it from UV light and humidity, which can make your drugs break down faster. A cheap clear plastic organizer offers very little protection from light, and the seals are often not airtight, exposing the pills to moisture. So while you've organized your pills, and with the good intention of increasing your medication adherence, making things easier, you've also started degrading them for the whole week. The fix is very simple. Just to be mindful. First, wash your hands with soap and water before you handle your medication to get rid of their residue and germs. Second, keep your meds in their original containers if possible. But if you're like me, want convenience, and you want to use a pill organizer, choose a high-quality, UV-resistant, BPA-free one. Fill it with a week's worth of medicine and store the organizer in, Xavier, what kind of place?
A cool, dark, dry place.
Exactly. Exactly. So don't leave it out on the kitchen counter. Is that okay? Now, this brings me to the last spot of medication storage. No, the junk drawer. Okay. And you know exactly what I mean when I say the junk drawer, right? It's a catch-all for all your loose batteries, super glue, old pens, those half-used bottles of painkillers maybe that you threw in there a long time ago and forgot about. This drawer is a chemical for all of these shockingly bad places, a place for medicines. Xavier, if you told me you don't have a junk drawer, I would call you a liar. Okay. I see you smiling and yucking it over there. So, yeah. You don't have a junk drawer?
I have a whole junk room.
Oh, junk room? Okay. Well,
I need to clean it up, but
what kind of stuff do you have in your junk room?
Controllers, broken glasses. I have pins. I have a lot of random stuff. Extra batteries, a little bit of everything.
Well, in a typical junk drawer, you probably find like a leaky tube of super glue, any adhesive or solvent, and these things can make a very quick, fast mess. Can also stick to medication bottles, making them shut, damage labels, gum up caps, and leave residue on the outside of a container where your hands go every time you open it. Are you guys sort of seeing a trend here where nasty stuff can get on the medication bottle and you take it? It's a no-no. And if a bottle ends up unlabeled from the other stuff, cracked, or the seal not working anymore, you got a bigger problem. You might not be able to read your medication, know what the heck it was, and it might be contaminated from being cracked open and stuff getting inside, including moisture and heat. The junk drawer also sets you up for medication mistakes too. Loose pills roll around, different bottles get mixed up, labels rub off. The environment basically encourages the most dangerous pharmacy phrase of it all. I think this is the right one. Don't ever think this is the right one. No, it's the right one. And medicine is not the place for guessing. When old batteries leak, they release corrosive potassium hydroxide, but the small silver button batteries pose a scarier threat. Mistaken identity, right? To a small child, a shiny button battery looks a lot like a pill. Swallowing one is a massive medical emergency that can cause a catastrophic internal burns in as little as 2 hours. So it's a really big deal. Don't put this stuff together. Don't take the risk. Don't mix your batteries with your medicine. Don't throw it in the junk drawer. This catastrophic environment also makes us treat medicine with less respect, honestly. Medicine isn't junk. It's a serious tool for your health and needs to be in its own clean, dedicated space. The solution is to give your medication a proper home, a shelf, a box, a cabinet used for nothing else. Find a separate safe space for batteries, glues, and other hazardous items. The junk drawer is for rubber bands, not for things you put in your body. Well, keeping your medication safe starts at the pharmacy, but how you store it is all on you. The threats hide in plain sight, in the steam of your bathroom, under the kitchen sink, on a garage shelf, or on your countertop, and even your junk drawer. To recap, keep your pills away from chemical chaos of the bathroom, create a strict separation from corrosive cleaning chemicals, Never store medicine near poisons like pesticides. Be mindful of contaminants on your hands and from taking pills out the protective bottles. And finally, rescue your meds from the junk drawer. Your health is too important to be compromised by a storage mistake. Taking 5 minutes right now to check your medicine could prevent a serious health problem. Well, guys, thank you for tuning in. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Share this episode with whoever you think might find this useful to pass on the education knowledge. I'm Robbie here with Sam and Xavier. Thank you for listening to Radio Rx's Trending Health Questions Breakdown. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much.
Rated RX, you're doing